Hi everyone, my name is Anna and this is Akashic Awakening. And today I wanted to go into the topic of gaslighting yourself, a step-by-step how-to guide on how to gaslight oneself properly. So when I talk about gaslighting yourself, I'm essentially referring to the mindset of fake it until you make it. I playfully, jokingly use terms like brainwashing yourself or gaslighting yourself because you're essentially tricking your mind into believing what you're trying to manifest, like whatever goal you're trying to reach, whatever next milestone you're trying to reach in your life, you're tricking yourself into believing that you've already done it. Because if you are in the process of manifesting something or just trying to reach a goal or trying to reach the next stage in your life, so on and so forth, and it feels like nothing is changing around you, or things aren't happening quick enough, or things aren't happening the way you want them to, or you've just been waiting and waiting and the results aren't coming, the things aren't coming in, the situation isn't manifesting, there's often mental, emotional blockages, subconscious limiting beliefs that are standing in the way of that dream reality being possible. And it can be difficult to try and sort out all of those limiting beliefs, because I know we've all heard of the term, right, of a limiting belief being something that's standing in the way of what we want to believe. Like if we want to be famous, but we have subconscious limiting beliefs that we're not meant for that lifestyle, or we're not worthy of it, or we're not this enough or that enough for it, or we're not capable of it, it's not possible for us in this lifetime. Those are all subconscious limiting beliefs that would be passed down to us from our family, society as a whole, or situations that we've lived through in our personal lifetime or past lifetimes, right? Parallel lifetimes. And so we unconsciously take these things on as factual, and we carry that with us as if it's law, right? That things have to go this way for this to happen, or it's too late for me to do this because I'm this age, or this happened for this person because they were lucky, but I could never be that lucky, or the stars could never align for me in that way, so on and so forth. And we unconsciously rely on those ideas. Like if we have a dream of wanting to become an actress, let's say, and we never pursue it and we never chase it because we say, well, that's unreliable, I'm not that good at it. There are people who are better than me at it. The market's already so saturated, there's no room for me, so on and so forth. We accidentally or intentionally rely on those limiting beliefs to prevent that reality from being possible or manifesting. We prevent ourselves from going after our dreams in the process. And so what I mean by gaslight yourself is tell yourself the complete opposite. Be aware of your thoughts, because when we're trying to tackle such an immense concept such as overriding subconscious and limiting beliefs, there's so many. There's so many. Every single thing that you take for granted about everything in the world is a belief. It's a belief that becomes a law. Like the ground is solid and you're never going to fall through it, right? But then that type of strict mindset and belief passes on to other things that are loose and changeable and don't have to be that way. Like if your family all had this one issue, you might have the strict belief that you have it as well, or you will have it, when that's just a belief that you can choose to say, nah, I'll pass on that, okay? And gaslighting yourself is such an effective way to target those things, because all it requires is just becoming conscious and aware and present with your own thought patterns. So if you catch yourself saying, oh, my whole family was that way, so I'm this way, or this happened to me and this happened to me, so now I'm this way, or I'm this age or this type of person, so this is never capable for me, or I want to do this and I really love it and I have a passion for it, but I don't know much about it and I'm not that good at it, so I'm not going to pursue it, right? If I was meant for that, I would already have all the tools and all the knowledge. I'd be a natural at it, right? And that's not the case. That's not the case. If you don't have the tools and the knowledge and the skill now, you can always gain it. And yes, it takes hard work and dedication to not give up on something that doesn't always feel like it comes naturally. But if this is the one lifetime you have to live as this version of yourself, then why sell yourself short? If you want to try something, if something interests you, then why deny yourself of that, you know? Why say it's not meant for you when you have the choice and the option to make it so? So, by being present and aware with your thoughts, if you say, I'm really interested in music and I really love singing, but I don't know if it's meant for me. It just feels like there's too much that I need to know to get into it. Or learning an instrument feels like too much, and so on and so forth. You start rewriting those limiting beliefs and taking positive actions in the opposite direction. So if you're telling yourself it's too difficult to get into it, then you tell yourself it's easy to get into it. When I dedicate myself to this, it becomes easy and effortless. And if you tell yourself, oh, it's going to be difficult to learn an instrument, for example, you tell yourself it's easy and effortless for me to find an instrument that I'm good at playing. And then you take the physical action of beginning to play that instrument and taking lessons online or lessons in person or self-teaching or however you want to do it, right? So you pair positive beliefs and positive affirmations with physical positive actions that will begin to shift you towards the reality you want. And maybe you never do become a famous singer, but maybe you find personal freedom through that outlet. And maybe learning how to do that gives you inspiration for the next hobby or the next interest that becomes your career, that becomes your bread and butter, So don't sell yourself short and follow your interests, okay? And so when you have these limiting beliefs come up, or these fears, or these thoughts of lack and doubt, like, oh, the world is ending, the world's getting worse every day, gaslight yourself, brainwash yourself in the opposite direction of the news and the media, right? The world is getting better every day. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. I have hope in humanity, and we're going to figure this out, right? And even though the difficulty that comes in with this is our subconscious limiting beliefs often feel justified. Like if we believe that we are unworthy, then we will see our unworthiness. If we believe that the market's oversaturated and there's no room for us, we will see a market that's oversaturated and we will see no room for us. If we believe in a world that's falling apart, we will see a world that's falling apart and lose our hope for making things better in the process. So, when you can learn to when you gaslight yourself into believing the most positive option, what do you have to lose, right? What do you have to lose? Just try it out. Just try it out and see how things go, If you've stuck to your guns and stuck to your negativity and throughout most of your lifetime, like a lot of us have, like I have, then just try something new, right? It really can't hurt to try something new and see where it goes. Whatever your negative beliefs are, you will see them projected onto your world and onto your reality. If you believe there's no option for you, then you won't see an option. But if you project onto your reality that there are endless opportunities, then you will see those opportunities when they come by you. You will recognize inspiration as not just a passing thought, but an opportunity for creativity, an opportunity to create a new path or create a new reality that you want to live on. Because when you're manifesting, you're starting from point A, right? And you're trying to get to point B. And point B, the alternate version reality of you that you're trying to manifest. Let's say if you are trying to, you have a passion in music, for example, and current you feels like you have no skills, no talent, no knowledge, no experience in the field. Well, what does the manifested version of you have in their artillery, right? Do they have the talent? Do they have the skills? Do they have the knowledge? Do they have the experience? And so in order to become that version of yourself, you can't simply just, hop and skip across the pond and magically wake up as that person. You have to be that person, that A.1, that A.2, that A.3, that built those skills, that gained those experiences, that put in the hard work to learn those skills. And every time you take the action to do so, you become closer and closer to the version of yourself that you're trying to manifest, or the version of your reality that you're trying to manifest. If point A version of you doesn't believe in yourself, doesn't see yourself as worthy, doesn't see yourself as having the skills or knowledge, human bridge, and doesn't believe that you're capable of it, right? And then you take a look at point B version of yourself, they're unlikely to have those same beliefs. Because of their experiences and their growth, they're likely to have more faith and confidence in their skills. They're likely to have more experiences that have built their confidence, more skills that have built. You have any comments, sir? Any comments? Point B version of yourself has the positive mindsets, the positive beliefs. They've done the work to overcome those limiting beliefs and those negative experiences that you are experiencing in point A version of yourself. And so, in order to become point B version of yourself, or point B version of reality, you will have to face those issues and rewrite those limiting beliefs in a positive way. And not everything has to be super, super deep, you know? And it comes with like the healing trap in the spiritual awakening of, oh, for every single issue I have to do, an initiation, a guided meditation, a healing magic, a release, so on and so forth. And a lot of those practices are so essential in our growth and being able to heal and release from things in one way or another, right? We all have our own ways of going about it. But some things are simple enough as just overriding it. If we have a belief of we're not worthy, override it with I am worthy. And any blockages you have to that mindset will come up along the way to be healed. If you have a blockage to that mindset because of something that happened in 3rd grade, or something that happened to your mom when you were a kid, or so on and so forth, those blockages will come up to be healed and dealt with. And often I just use something similar to the Ho'oponopono method, where it's like, I love you, I see you, I honor you, I forgive you, I thank you, I release you, essentially, right? And to accept a more positive belief moving forward. That's not something you have to hold on to long term. And so gaslight yourself. Moral of the story, gaslight yourself. Choose to believe positive things about yourself and about the world. Tell yourself the opposite of what you fear. Tell yourself the opposite of your limited thoughts, your fearful thoughts, and your thoughts of lack and doubt. If a thought pops up like, I am afraid of this, then your gaslighting mantra is, I am not afraid of this. And you keep telling yourself that, and you put yourself in the mindset of someone who is not afraid of that. If you have a thought pop up that says, I am not worthy, you gaslight yourself and you say, I am worthy. I am worthy, okay? And you bring in the sass and the confidence of someone who you perceive as being worthy. Just play into that role so that you can begin to be in the vibration and the frequency that you, even if you're not, I was going to say, the role and the frequency that you're trying to manifest. And even if you're not trying to manifest certain things, gaslighting yourself in a positive way is only helping you to become a happier version of yourself, a happier, freer version of yourself, right? You don't need to have worldly success or be famous or conquer all your fears to be happy, right? At the end of the day, we're just trying to free ourselves from stagnancy, from stagnation, from restriction. And oftentimes, this restriction is something that we've placed on ourselves by allowing ourselves to believe in harmful and limiting things. So instead, do yourself the honor of believing in the most expansive, wonderful, magical things. See the world and be optimistic. See yourself and be optimistic. See your future and be optimistic. And Choose to be happy when you can, essentially. And as you do this, it just becomes your dominant frequency. Eventually, you will look back and say, wow, I can't believe I used to be afraid of this, or I used to believe this, and I used to believe the universe was against me. And now I look at the universe and I see all the ways it's supporting me. And you will go through that same experience where it's the fake until you make it mentality, where you're telling yourself, this is how I want it to be, so this is how it is. And you will start to see it, you'll start to experience it, and your reality will shift in a positive way. And eventually you will be that point B version of yourself. All right, so that's all I wanted to say today. Good luck. Have fun gaslighting yourself.